Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, lost connection, why some people are trying to save two of Edmonton's oldest bridges. Business backlash, why a separation referendum could hurt Edmonton's economy. And a shuffleboard showdown, the Canada-US rivalry heating up on the court.
CTV Edmonton. Local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
The city is moving forward with a plan to demolish and replace two of Edmonton's oldest downtown bridges, the low-level and high-level. City staff say renewing the high-level bridge would be too expensive. As CTV's Jeremy Thompson reports, some councillors believe it's worth protecting.
I'm here in a state of shock.
To some Edmontonians, talk of demolishing the 113-year-old high-level bridge is unfathomable.
It is the bridge that helped physically and symbolically unite Edmonton and Strathcona into a single city in 1912.
Council has known the designated historic resource was due for an expensive facelift for years. It set aside $200 million for the work in 2022. Since then, engineers have determined it's in worse condition than expected.
$380 million. Potentially plus 50%, and that pretty much would just let you keep it as is without any type of modernization.
Staff say the historic low-level bridge is also at the end of its life. The northbound bridge was built in 1900. The southbound span was built in 1949. The plan will see a replacement low-level built, the newer span demolished, while the historic northbound bridge is converted for walking and cycling use. Administration says the old bridges will stay open while their replacements are built over the next 10 to 15 years.
I don't know where to begin.
Councillor Michael Jans believes there has to be another way, at least for the high level. He argues a pedestrian-focused vision could entice heritage or climate-friendly funding from the province or Ottawa.
Can you picture San Francisco without the Golden Gate Bridge? Can you picture Edmonton without the high-level bridge?
Staff say rehab can only go so far.
It will only buy us a period of time. After 25 years, renewal would be, again, required, and would we be able to complete that renewal? We don't know.
The mayor is choosing to look forward at the opportunity new bridges bring.
Any north-south connection has to have vehicle traffic, it has to have dedicated bus rapid transit, it has to have active transportation.
City planners now have the green light to begin planning and design work for the new bridges they estimate will cost $1.3 billion. Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
The premiers of Alberta and BC are prepared to work together despite differences on pipelines in Alberta's fall referendum. Premiers from Western Canada and the Northern Territories are meeting in Kananaskis. Danielle Smith has accused David Eby of stoking separatist sentiments by holding up pipelines. Eby has said he fundamentally disagrees with Premier Smith's approach to the issue. These meetings are supposed to be about the economy, energy, security, defense, and nation-building projects. Today, both premiers said they will work on furthering the interests of Western Canada.
I think that there just needs to be self-reflection. You don't end up with a situation where 1 million or more Albertans have given up on the country overnight.
We all are united in a larger project, and we don't always get our way. I understand that. It doesn't mean that now is the time to break up the country.
Some local businesses are concerned about how Alberta potentially leaving Canada could impact Edmonton's economy. They point to other referendums and exits that have not aged well and hope Alberta does not follow suit. CTV's Evan Kenny reports.
The Alberta separation push has been good for at least one local business. O Canada Gear says its sales are up.
Of course, there's Canada, and now there's been an influx of Alberta.
The movement is causing a surge at this store, but a scare for others.
The biggest thing I'm hearing is that this is a waste of time and it creates instability.
Mayor Andrew Knack says he's heard from a number of large and small-scale businesses. He says they are concerned about Edmonton's landscape if Alberta does separate from Canada.
It's no surprise to me that I've been already hearing from people who are questioning whether they should continue to invest in Alberta and specifically Edmonton.
A former Alberta economist now works working in Montreal believes these businesses have reason to be concerned.
I've never really seen a successful exit or referendum that somehow makes businesses thrive afterward, or the economy thrives afterward.
He points to Quebec's recession after its separation referendum in the 90s. He compares the long-term impact to a cruise ship changing course. In the short term, the impact may not be noticeable.
And by the time that you realize that, hey, something's not right here, it might be impossible to go back, much in the same way that once you start turning that cruise ship, it's kind of hard to put it back on the original trajectory.
Prime Minister Mark Carney also weighed in on the matter, pointing to his experience with Brexit.
I saw firsthand what happened in the United Kingdom when the view was vote for this, it'll be soft, and then we'll negotiate, etc. And they ended up, and they're still 10 years later trying to undo what people didn't think they were voting for.
Premier Danielle Smith says she agrees with the Prime Minister Alberta should remain in Canada, but adds that we should not dismiss the legitimate grievances of Albertans. Back at O Canada Gear, it's not looking too far into the future and is happy with the additional sales it's getting for now.
Show your pride in something, get out there and support Canada, support Alberta.
Evan Kenny, CTV News, Edmonton.
Police in Edmonton are investigating the death of a 3-year-old girl. The Edmonton Police Service says officers were called Saturday night to help paramedics at an apartment near 91st Street and Jasper Avenue. Police say they were told a toddler was found dead inside. Police say the circumstances surrounding the death are suspicious, and the homicide unit has taken over the investigation. RCMP in Morinville have charged a man from Edmonton with child luring and sexual interference after receiving a complaint involving a 15-year-old. Police say last fall, 34-year-old Jaswinder Nath allegedly used Snapchat to lure the teen. Police are releasing his picture because they believe there may be more victims. Police say Nath used aliases Yagnut, Yagnutton, and often goes by the name Jath. RCMP are asking anyone with information about potential victims to come forward. Travelers heading to the Edmonton International Airport can expect delays as construction begins on the airport's North Tower. The airport is encouraging passengers to arrive early, use the South Pedway when possible, and follow the posted signs around the terminal. The project includes upgrades to elevators, interior spaces, and other infrastructure inside the 63,000 square foot tower. The North Tower first opened in 1963. It previously housed the airport's corporate offices as well as air traffic control tower. The airport says the redevelopment is part of long-term planning for future passenger and business growth in Edmonton. A battle is underway between Canada and the United States on the shuffleboard court. And while the competition is fierce, the players hope the tournament will attract new players of all ages. CTV's Amanda Anderson has more.
Vicky Seiler is focused as she slides her disc across the shuffleboard court, a game she's been playing for more than a decade.
I used to curl, and when we went south, I couldn't curl anymore. So to me, shuffle is similar to curling. I mean, not there, but you have to have your weight, you have to have strategy.
She's among the top players in Canada, facing off against the best from the U.S. at the inaugural Can-Am Shuffleboard Court Tournament.
This is the first tournament we've ever had of this way. It's actually 40 of the top American players playing 40 of the top Canadian players.
Canada has players from Alberta, Manitoba, Ontario, and BC. Wally Bent says there's a noticeable difference between the teams.
The U.S. team seems to have a lot of younger players. More of our teams are seniors.
They hope the tournament will attract new, younger players. Mark Bender, here from the Tampa, Florida area, says many bars in the U.S. offer shuffleboard courts.
We found a lot of the places where we'll have like night tournaments or night leagues. You can get much younger crowd. It's difficult during the weekdays to get the working crew in, but when we have league at night, it makes it a lot easier.
The stakes at this competition are high, with not only medals up for grabs, but bragging rights.
We all love competition, but we all get along well.
The big thing about this is the camaraderie that's around here. I've never heard so much laughter and voices talking and everything. It's just beautiful.
While the U.S. may have youth on its side, many will tell you Canada makes up in wisdom.
There's definitely some wisdom there, and the home court advantage, right? So these courts are a lot different than what we play on, especially in the bars. Sometimes those courts are a little bit slower. There's been beer spilled on the courts, and so it's a different game for sure.
Games will continue throughout the week, leading up to the finals on Friday.
Good shot.
Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Beaumont.
Well, Josh, I'm sure the outdoor shuffleboard courts will be packed this week. We've got some pretty nice weather in store.
Yeah, mid-20s for daytime highs pretty much every single day. It will get a little cooler as we head into the weekend, but the rest of the work week looks nice and warm. We were into the mid-20s today, 25 degrees. That is so far the daytime high. I think there's a chance we get to 26. It's 27 south of the city at the airport. 24s and 25s off to the north and west of the city. 12 degrees this morning, 4 degrees above average, and 6 degrees at least above average for the daytime high today. A little warmer than yesterday as well. Yesterday we got to 21 for a daytime high. Should see more of these 25-degree-ish days over the next 4 or 5, though. We did have some pretty cloudy skies, though, developing through this afternoon. Looked like it was threatening to rain. You can see it did rain a little bit over the northwest corner of the Edmonton area. That's now off to the northeast. You've got some showers as well off to the north and northwest. And here's a little bit of clearing just off to the southwest. So looks like a mix of sun and cloud for the rest of this evening. Partly cloudy skies overnight tonight. And then tomorrow, again, a mix of sun and cloud. Maybe a little more cloud cover than sunshine in the morning. About 12 degrees to start the day. Mid-20s, 25 or 26 for a daytime high, and a mix of sun and cloud tomorrow afternoon. It does get a little gusty in the afternoon hours, gusts to about 20 or 30 kilometers per hour, and can't rule out the chance of a scattered shower or thunderstorm tomorrow night. In fact, each of the next 5 days has at least a chance of some scattered precipitation. We'll get into that in a little more detail, as well as the heat warnings in eastern Alberta in just a few minutes.
All right, Josh, thank you. Coming up next on CTV News, the impact 2 new health centers are expected to have on Enoch Cree Nation.
It's to complement the public system.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law. Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
2 major health projects are nearing completion on Enoch Cree Nation, just west of Edmonton. CTV's Nicole Weisberg has more on the progress and the expected benefits.
It's a medical facility like no other, obvious from the outside with a teepee-inspired foyer and historic images from Enoch Cree Nation. Inside, construction is full steam ahead, with about 80 workers on site daily.
Here on the first floor, there'll be a variety of services, pharmacy, diagnostic imaging.
And on the second floor, River Cree Weiss Surgical Care Plus. The chartered surgical facility will have 6 operating rooms. 3 will perform publicly funded surgeries, the other 3 private surgeries.
The point of this facility is not to pull the staff out of the public system, it's to complement the public system. So patients that are having surgery will then come in through this area.
Legally, Enoch Cree residents cannot jump the queue for publicly funded surgeries, but the nation says it can reinvest its revenues to provide private surgical care for its members.
Downstairs, there's a cultural room, which will be available to nation members if they want to use it either during their surgical stay or if their family members want to use it. All staff will be trained on cultural sensitivity, and it will be highlighted in their care delivery.
The nation is financing the project. Medical staff currently working at this Windermere clinic will eventually move in.
We're expecting to be open for the first patient beginning of October.
Deeper in Enoch, another health facility is nearing completion. This one, an addictions recovery center with 75 beds. 35 for women, 35 for men, and 5 detox.
When we look at other recovery communities and their programming, they have their reprogramming built around the Alberta recovery model, but ours is built around culture.
Tyler Morin with the Epiokamik Wellness Branch says that's important because some programs, such as AA, don't necessarily resonate with Indigenous peoples.
If you look at the AA model, it's about giving up your power to a higher power where we already feel powerless because of colonization. We need to come back to our own roots.
At first, the facility will be operated by Edgewood Health Network, a third party, but the goal is for Enoch to eventually take it over.
I think it's going to be huge. I think it's going to be a major game changer. It's going to be amazing that we can help, hopefully 300 people a year. It's just the start. There's still so much more to be done.
Reporting from Enoch Cree Nation, Nicole Weisberg, CTV News.
With plenty of people experiencing sneezing, running noses, and itchy eyes, it's clearly allergy season out there. A local pharmacist says he's seeing a lot of people coming in and asking about allergy medications. He says a late start to spring pushed back pollination, which means we're now feeling the effect. Certain trees, grasses, and mold could also trigger an allergic reaction. He says for anyone looking for relief, medication is the best bet.
So there is a prescription medication also that you can take every day before the allergy season, and this protects you from the allergies. It's a prescription medication, or you can take the antihistamine every day, or the non-drowsy one, yeah.
The pharmacist says using a neti pot could also alleviate symptoms. Still to come tonight on CTV News, science students from across the country showing off their projects in Edmonton.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
The provincial government says the water supply looks good for most of Alberta's major rivers. The river forecast through to September shows volumes will be above normal or well above normal. It credits the significant snowpack in the mountains. The province says strong river flows, full reservoirs, and more melt and snow melt to come is good news for communities, agricultural producers, and industry. The Milk River Basin in southern Alberta is the only exception. It's expected to see volumes well above normal because early season runoff soaked into the soil rather than making its way into the river.
Well below normal in the Milk River.
What did I say? Well above?
You said well above.
Just so used to saying well above.
I know. It was everywhere else. Everywhere else.
I probably just took away half your river forecast right there.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's just do the weather forecast instead of the river forecast. It is going to stay awfully warm here for the next couple of days. Mid-20s right now, and mid-20s right through the rest of this work week. River Valley Skycam is brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. Partly cloudy skies. Starting to see that those breaks in the cloud cover that we were referencing earlier. 23 in Fort McMurray, 16 in Grand Prairie. It's 10 degrees warmer in Lloydminster again tomorrow. And for the next couple of days, you're going to see about a 10-degree difference from west to east, and it will be a lot hotter in the east than it will be in the west. Close to 20 for daytime highs in the west, around 30 for daytime highs in eastern parts of the province. We'll be in the mid-20s Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. A little cooler here. Good chance of some rain, maybe even some steady, heavy rain Saturday night into Sunday. This is where the extreme heat is going to be in place. You're going to have from Lloydminster all the way south through into the Wainwright, Coronation, Medicine Hat regions, areas just east of Calgary. Morning lows in a lot of those spots after tomorrow morning. Morning lows in the mid-teens and daytime highs near 30. This is the core of the heat here in this pink zone. You notice how it never really quite makes its way back into the Edmonton area. So it's well above average. 20 degrees, the average daytime high. We'll be well above that for the rest of this week, but not heat wave by any stretch. There's your showers off to the north and northeast of the city. Had a little bit of that developing over the northwest corner of the Edmonton region. See this big twist right here? There's two systems at play. You have this big upper level low off the west coast, and then the upper ridge, which this bubble of heat is focused mainly on eastern Alberta and southern portions of Saskatchewan. That's where the heat's going to stay. If this backed up to the west, we'd be sunny and near 30 for daytime highs. Instead, because of how close this jet stream is to western and central parts of the province, instead of that heat and the sunshine, every now and then you're going to see some scattered showers and thunderstorms roll through. It's really tough to pin down the exact timing of when these pulses go through, but it looks like most of them tomorrow, if not all of them, should be west of the city. Maybe we get grazed with some showers there in the Edmonton area Wednesday morning, although again, it's mostly west, northwest of the city in the early part of the day, and then in northeastern Alberta late in the day Wednesday. So you're going to look at the forecast, you're going to look at your weather apps, and you're going to see a chance of rain each of the next 5 days. It is not going to be 5 straight days of rain, and none of those days until we hit the weekend looks like steady rain. 10 in Fort McMurray, 12 here in Edmonton, 6 in Jasper tomorrow morning. Highs near 30 across the east, highs near 20 with a chance of some showers and thunderstorms in through western sections. Red Deer gets to about 26 tomorrow. We'll be in the same range after starting at around 12 degrees tomorrow morning, about 25 or 26 for a daytime high tomorrow afternoon. Mid-20s through Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then there's your good chance of rain starting late Saturday and carrying right through the day Sunday, and that actually could be heavy, one of the heaviest, steadiest rainfalls we've seen so far this spring.
All right, Josh, thank you. Students who love science are showing off their projects at the Edmonton Expo this week. The science fair is open to grades 7 to 12 students from across the country. 9 challenge areas include aerospace, agriculture, climate change, and environment. One student from Ontario is trying to find microplastics in bodies of water.
It then uses the holographic imaging to capture a number of 3D images of the microparticles that exist in the water itself. Those images are then analyzed by a custom algorithm and AI detection architecture.
These students are not limited by, oh, we've done this all before or whatever. They don't have those filters. They look at it with very fresh eyes and often bring really novel insights.
The science fair is open to the public Thursday and Friday this week. When we return, let's get ready to rumble, Edmonton. The WWE stars coming to the city this summer.
CTV News at 5 continues.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Wake up with us at CTV Your Morning Edmonton for the latest local news, up-to-the-minute weather, traffic updates, and lifestyle entertainment. There's no brighter way to start your day. CTV Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays 6 to 9. Watch live on Crave.
The WWE is bringing its summer tour to Edmonton. The tour is coming to Rogers Place on August 22nd. It will feature star wrestlers, including Cody Rhodes, Rhea Ripley, and Jade Cargill. Tickets go on sale this Friday. LEGO fans were checking out hundreds of unique sets and builds in Edmonton over the weekend. This year's LEGO Fan Convention took place at the Alberta Aviation Museum. Northern Bricks had to move to a larger space because of the number of adults taking an interest in the hobby. The event featured brick artists displaying their LEGO creations and vendors selling sets for kids, beginners, and hardcore builders. One organizer brought her own Harry Potter creation that took 16 hours to build. She believes LEGO is growing in popularity because it appeals to all ages.
I mean, you can start as a little one with Duplo, and I'm going to advise people don't get rid of the Duplo because you can use that later when you're building your big sets to, as you get a little older, and even to those plus 100s now. So it's definitely meant to span the generations. And the really cool thing about that is as an adult, you can build with your kids, you can build with your seniors as well.
This was the convention's 3rd year in Edmonton. And that's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. CTV News continues right now.